lot of stuff being hidden, except you do, but they still know that you did these courses which could help you fit into their program. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Erasmus. I'm a master's student here in Europe, currently pursuing a master's in applied ecohydrology. I'm also an Erasmus Mundus scholar here, and if you're new here and you still haven't subscribed, please click on the subscribe button. So let's just get straight into the video. How to write an Europass CV to win a scholarship in Europe, specifically Erasmus Mundus. On the first section of the CV template on Europass, you see there has been a part that is being directed for you to put your name, your address, your social media account, but preferably, since it's for education, I mostly use LinkedIn because that's where you don't have a lot of stuff being hidden, except you do, but LinkedIn is mostly the best place, the best social media for you to put on a CV. And then it comes to your professional summary or something about you. So there you give a summary, like a professional description about you. It could be I'll put mine on the side so you could also see. So I'm a dynamic and result-driven person, blah blah blah. So put your interests, which should focus on the program that you're applying for ticketing. So for me, I put something about my interest in ecohydrology because that's the program I'm applying for. And then the next part is education and training. So with this part, mostly arrange your educational experiences in a chronological order, which is mostly start from the most current to the oldest experience that you have in terms of education. So my most current one was my bachelor's degree, which is also relating to the program which I wanted to apply for. So yeah, I arranged that. But here, your senior high experience is not as relevant to them as what they need in the master's program. So if you just have a bachelor's degree, you just write a bachelor's degree. And then one thing I also did was to add the link of my school, just so they know it's legit. And then you talk about your thesis, what you did, the skills you gained, and all these again should be in relation to the program you want to apply. So luckily for me, my thesis was in water research, and this program has to do a lot with water in our environment, and so I put up the skills which I had obtained from my thesis into my CV, so that even without them going to read my SOP or my letter of motivation, they still know that I have experience or skills that they're looking for that's going to help with the program. Under the education part, I also included models. This, just to be clear, is not all the courses I did in my 4 years, but these are some courses which I did, which is also like relating to the program I wanted to apply for. So assuming maybe you want to apply for a program in English, and then you did communication skills, or what we call com skills, then you relate your com skills to the program you want to apply for. So example, mine was ecohydrology. So I added courses like ecology, little of ecology, ecosystem analysis, because all those programs or courses, are relating to my program which I want to apply for. So it doesn't mean you should put up all the courses which you have done in your 4 years onto your CV, because it's going to be too much and they are not going to read. But this is just for them to have an idea, so that without going through your transcript, they still know that you did these courses which could help you fit into their program. Okay, the next part is work experience, or you could put research experience. But for me, I try to put work experience because my research and my work experience are all tied together, and I didn't know how to separate it. But if you have working experience and you have like a whole detailed research experience, you could also like mention it, and be sure that these experiences that you're putting should relation to the program that you want to apply for. So here I also mentioned because in Ghana we do national service and it counts as work experience. And under this, I was a teaching assistant. So from here, I was also serving as a research assistant. So I put up my experiences and broke down the skills which I got into pieces. And all of this should be something relevant to the program once again. Because you can't, maybe you did something in engineering and you want to apply for like a program that doesn't like relate to that experience. And every experience that you got, even though maybe you don't have the specific things they are looking for, there's a way you could rewrite it so that those experiences or skills also fit what they are looking for. So please write relevant things alone, because mostly your CV should not be more than 3 pages. One thing I also want to chip in is when you have websites to maybe projects you joined, research you've done, I suggest you should put a link there so that they could maybe go and click and check that what you are saying is actually true, that you are part of this project, you are part of this NGO, you are part of this organization. So then it's like a form of proof that you actually did it and you're not telling a lie on your CV, which is one of the things I actually like with Europass CV. You can see on the side, I put up the link of a project which I was part of, and this was to show that I was indeed part of this program, and that yeah, it's like it serves as my proof. So you can put up all experiences that you have, but please let it be relevant. If you show international collaboration, maybe research, it should show working experience, but mostly try and link it back to the program you're applying for. The next part which I did was honors and awards. So if you have any honors or awards, you could put it there. If you don't have, you could maybe put conferences or seminars that you've joined, maybe workshops, training, things that maybe you have certification on. You could also add it to it. But I didn't have like a lot of important conferences which I joined, so I just added the honors and awards which I gained when I was in my 4 years in university. One thing I also had was the publication. That some people, they have more than one. Mine was just one. And if you have a publication, please try and put the correct reference and maybe try and put the link of the publication. So if anything, they can go and click on the publication and try and get an idea of what work you are trying to tell them about. If you have so many publications and like you think it's going to be too much, please try and take the relevant ones and you put it on your CV. Relevant one, I mean the one that is relevant to your program. Please keep this in mind. I know that in your whole life you've had so many experiences, but you can't put everything to fit in a 3-page CV. If you also have management or leadership skills in maybe 4 years in the university or maybe your workplace, it's also advisable to put it there because it shows that maybe you are able to lead a team, and then even though you are still able to work on your own, you can function well in a team. Because in Erasmus, there are so many projects that you do in a group, and this actually helps to show like a form of skill that they are looking for. And if you also have volunteering skills, you could also add this there. Maybe you volunteered at an orphanage, you were with an organization, just something to make you stand out amongst everybody, because a lot of people that are applying for this have so many, so you can't just leave your CV scanty, you see. So please try and put up something for your volunteer if you have. And for the language skills, you should put up English if English is your first language. It may be that you know other local languages, but the programs, they are going to be taught in English, so please put up English, except English is not your first language and then you are writing or attaching a proficiency test to your application. But for example, I can speak English, I can speak Fancy and Chi, but I think I may have forgotten to chip it in, but you could also add it to other languages. But please, if English is your first language, you can, please put it first. And for the guitar skills, you could also put it up there. Maybe some skills you know in computing, maybe you know ArcGIS, you know QGIS, you know how to work with statistics. Please put it there because it also makes your CV much more heavier. And You could add hobbies if you want, but I advise you do, because when you do that, it shows that you're not just about books, and then you have something else outside school, like other skills outside school, other experiences outside school. And then the last thing which I'll talk about is references, which is probably one of the important parts of your CV, because the people that you put there should be people who know you, people who will potentially give you reference letters when you're applying for that program. And these should be people who like you, because if they don't like you, obviously when it comes to writing a letter for you, it's not going to like shed a good light for you. So yeah. And in terms of CV, I don't think it's something that should take so long, but it's a really vital part also when it comes to application. So I hope this helps, and please try and follow this format if you think it's going to help. And that's what I did for mine. So I'm just sharing my information. So if up until now you still haven't subscribed, why? Please subscribe. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you. And then I hope you